so important for us to do as creatives, to not be isolated and to surround ourselves with brilliance and creativity, to bounce ideas off of one another, because that's what we do as Black people. This is what culture is all about. This is what we are supposed to do, share ideas, and this is an important place to be, the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. It is such a needed space for creative people to just get focused, to be more self-aware about what it is that we're doing, to ask questions, to network, and just to be around beautiful people. Ashe.
Hey, how are you tonight? I am so excited. Let me make an adjustment. I am so excited to have you all here tonight because what we're going to cover is going to stay with you for the rest of your days as a playwright, producer, just understanding how marketing in this industry works. So, what I'd like you to do, if you are, we've got some people coming in now, but while people are coming in, just say hello and where you are from. Just say hello and where you're from, and put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Say hello and where you're from. And I got a couple things I want to say. Got some surprises today. We're going to do some giveaways. Hello, Philly. Welcome. This Jersey girl loves us in Philly. Welcome. So, Charlotte, we got Charlotte in the house. Hey, Rhonda. Nice to have you. And so what I'm going to do as people get in and come into the room, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a couple questions because I want to know from you what it is that you need from me to make it happen. For those of you who don't know, I'm Toni Simmons Henson, and I am the founding executive director of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. And I just, this is our 15th year. There's a lot of data in 15 years of producing theater. And what I've learned over the years is when you give people or you help people get what they want, you get what you want. And so this is more from a standpoint today of what you're sowing out in the atmosphere and how you get that back. Because I really believe that that's what really marketing is about. What marketing is. We're not talking about ticket sales today, even though we are talking about ticket sales eventually at the end. But we're really talking about marketing. And to me, marketing is a spiritual level. So I'm going to take it there. It's a higher level than just posting a flyer and doing a transaction. It's developing and building relationships. So what I want you to do, and I love Memphis is in the house. Hi, Florida. Hello from Florida. Hey, Winston-Salem. Welcome. So what I'd like you to do, this is going to be interactive and engaging. And I thank you for coming too. Thank you for coming because it's going to be worth your time. Hey, David from New York City. Welcome. All right. So when you think about selling tickets, period, not just in Atlanta, but selling tickets to an event that you're hosting, what feels like your biggest challenge? What feels like, now let's do Atlanta. What feels like your biggest challenge as far as, because Baltimore is in the house. Hey, be more. Because you can see people are coming from everywhere. They come from all over the country to produce in Atlanta. And the top two selling shows last year, one was from Atlanta and one was from California. So you do the math. One from Atlanta, one from California. So that doesn't mean that you have to be in Atlanta to sell. And I'm going to give you what the secret sauce is. So right now we got price, okay. What feels like your biggest challenge? Price. Okay. If you could elaborate a little bit on that, that would be great. Price. What else? What else is your biggest challenge? What do you feel like your biggest challenge is? And hopefully by the end of this hour, we will be able to overcome any of those challenges, all of those challenges. Because that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. All right. When you think about that, I want you to think about who is the easiest audience for you to reach first. Think about it. These are some thoughts now. These are some deep questions. They're not quick answers. Who is the easiest audience for you to reach first? Okay. So we've got getting people. I'm going to show some of getting people to travel to the event. Okay, that's a realistic apprehension. Okay. Friends and family. Okay. Those are, I would think that would be the answer to the second question. Who is the easiest audience for you to reach first? So we got one question. What's your biggest challenge right now? And then who's the easiest audience to reach? Okay, we've got not knowing the audience's needs. That's a good one. Okay. All right. So here we got another one. My clients and my family, those are easy audience members. Okay. Then we got my biggest challenge is procrastination, not wanting to deal with marketing at all. I want to write and create, not have to worry about logistics. Amen. As a creative, a fellow creative who has a degree in business, I understand where you're coming from. But I love marketing. I don't know why. I love marketing. I've been doing marketing for 30 years. Friends and colleagues are the easiest. Okay. All right. I'm going to smash some myths right now. I'm going to smash some myths. The biggest obstacle, I think the procrastination one is definitely one of the biggest obstacles. Oh, somebody got a good one in here. Connecting with your audience. That's a good one. That's a good one. So we're gonna go over those things. But what I want to do is I want to share with you, for one, the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. The first year out, I had a boatload of friends and family that came. They came from all over the country. All right, about 100 folks. There were 2,500 people in attendance the very first year of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. So think about that. If I had just relied on my friends and family and they came strong, I would have only had 100 people in the audience. So think about it. So we had to do a lot of marketing. And then, so what I don't want you to do is, first of all, I always put friends and family last on my list. Those are the people who close the gap. And for those of you who know, I don't know what it is in this universe or how the universe works. I don't know why it is, but friends and family are always the ones to ask for the free tickets, and they're always the last ones to buy. So who has had that experience? Who has had that experience? You love them anyway, but it's across the universe. Trust me. I've been doing this. I have put on over 400 events, way over 400. And if you count my experience as the executive director of SCTC, the Southeast Theater Conference, you can go up to 1,000 events. Don't get disappointed. Love them anyhow. Keep it pushing, because my husband used to always say, if not now, when? Okay, they're gonna be patting you on your back when your name is in lights. But don't depend on that family and friends. And Kimberly says, wait a minute, preach, girl. You got that right. Don't depend on. Thank you for that summary. Don't depend on your family and friends. Like I said, love them anyhow. So we'll keep it moving. What makes a show? Now, this is your question. And this is what's going to shift your mindset. What makes your show worth somebody getting dressed, driving downtown, and this is in your community or outside the community, parking and buying a ticket? What is your show in particular? And I want you to take some time to think about it. You don't have to share that in the chat, but I want you to think about that. And if you have a pen and paper handy, start writing it down. Start writing a list of what it is that makes your show different. What makes your show worth getting dressed? Because you're not competing with other shows. You're competing with Netflix. You're competing with a hard week. That's what you're competing with. So think about that and start digging deep, because we're going to get deep. Like I said, marketing is a mindset. And I always believe that it's a reap and sow mindset. And you have to have a certain kind of spirit to be really good at marketing. I know that for a fact. I've been doing it for 35 years. So as you write these questions down, start to think about why is it work? So now when we think about that question, what I want you to know is that by the end of this webinar, what would make you feel confident about filling those seats? That's the last question. By the end of this webinar, and you can put that answer in the chat, what would make you feel more confident about filling your seats? And I don't care if you have a reading, or because it doesn't matter if you're a revenue generating category or if you're a non-revenue generating category. It really doesn't matter. You don't want to come down here, pack your bags, come all the way to Atlanta and have 3 people in the audience. You just don't want to do that. Even if you're non-revenue generating. Because what's going to happen, what you have to do is you have to set your objectives. You have to figure out why you're coming. That's why that question is in your application. Why do you want to be a part of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival? We don't ask that question for us. We ask it for you. So you can ask your question, because it's tough. The next 12 weeks, the next 90 days are going to be really, really where you put the work in. Because you can do all the creativity, all the rehearsing, get all of the best cast members in your show. But if nobody's in the audience, guess what? They're going to be disappointed and you're going to be disappointed. All right. So we're going to do festival marketing, but I'm going to show you how to market your show. So let's start with, I've got some slides, and I do have our festival manager, Evelyn, backstage, but Evelyn, let me tell you something. I can't hear you. So I don't know. I mean, I don't see you on camera. So let me know when you're going. I can see when you go on camera. You're welcome to come up. All right. So how do you get butts in the seats? This is a marketing sprint. This is a 7-day platform that you're going to repeat over and over again for the next 12 weeks. And it's really going to be really, really more simple than you think it is, because you're going to have these action steps to prove from. Now, I've been working on this. I'm going to tell you, I've been doing marketing for the last 35 years, literally since I was 22 years old. I've been selling stuff. Actually, when I was a little girl, I was selling tickets. My sister and I did a bus ride to the beach when we were 15 years old. So I've been selling stuff for, I would say, 45 years. But what you need are action steps, and they're really not that difficult. They're not that challenging. And most importantly, they're not that expensive. All right. So as to my career, my marketing career, and my expertise, what I had to do is I had to shift my mindset to figure out what are algorithms, and those are basic one-on-one questions. What platform appeals to what? Where are the people that I want to sell to? Where are they? What platform are they on? Because nobody's doing radio advertising anymore. I just did a private consult with somebody, and they said, what about radio advertising? When's the last time somebody listened to the radio in your audience? That's going to be in your audience. I don't know. I don't listen to the radio anymore. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on social media, and I'm on regular television. So what I want you to do, I'm going to go through this marketing sprint that's going to give you what actions you need to take in the next 10 weeks. So hold on and then answer any questions, put any questions that you have in the chat, and at the end, we'll do a Q&A. But first of all, I want you to understand what your goal is. When getting butts in the seats, your goal is to move people from, that's interesting, to I bought my ticket. And that's the difference between the steak and the sizzle, okay? Now, when you go through the ticket sales, it's a sales engine. I want you to think about it as a sales engine. It's not post a flyer and then automatically, it's not about just posting a flyer and then automatically thinking that people are just going to give you the link and we're going to buy. I wish it were that easy, but it's not that difficult once you understand this sales process. So the first thing you want to do is make the show feel like it's a must-see. So you want to arouse that desire. And in order to arouse that desire, you need to hit one of two things. You need to hit a pain point or a pleasure point. And I know those of you who are marketing have heard that before. You either need a pain point or a pleasure point. The next thing you want to do is you want to build trust. Trust is the most important thing. That's why celebrities and influencers are all the crave now. You want to build trust because people only do business with people they like, know, and trust. So you got to prove to them that it's worth their time and that their money is going to be valued, that they're going to get value for that exchange. But more important than money is people's time, especially with the cost of gas and fuel and transportation, etc. You got to build their trust. And when they come to experience what you have to deliver, that's why we vet everybody, because one bad experience doesn't impact that one producer. That one bad experience impacts the whole entire festival. The next thing, again, we talked about experience. I just mentioned that word, that key word. That word that should be pulsating on the screen. You have to show the vibe before they arrive. You have to help them to understand, what is this vibe? Is it going to be friendly? Is it going to be loving? Is it going to be laughter? Is it going to be whatever it's going to be? You have to be able to communicate that in your messaging. And then, not after all those three things are gone, you've aroused their desire, you've earned their trust, you've let them know and communicated what the experience is going to be like as best you can. That's when you ask them to buy, and not until then. All right, so we're going to talk more about all of this. And then there's some footnotes here that I really want you to be conscientious of. Lead the audience with the audience benefit, not just the plot or the artist's bio. So what you want to do is you don't want, and that's what desire means. You want to engage them from their point of view. You always want to answer the question, what's in it for me? That's what the buyer wants to know. What's in it for me? Another pro tip is you want to reduce the friction. You don't want people to have to figure out anything, because if the more confusion, the less you're going to sell. So I've done all that work for you, or we've done as a festival all that work for you. So all you have to do is give them our website. And as soon as you give them our website, everything is laid out. And believe you me, once we post the website, I've got people checking it, testing it, giving me feedback, and we're always doing updates. I got friends, family. I've got volunteers, they're always checking the website, testing it for the website experience. You'll see that being updated as we go. It's particularly since we have a new ticketing system this year. This will be our second year using, this will be our third year using Ludus as a ticketing system. And we're learning that it is probably the most robust ticketing system I have ever experienced in all the events I've ever produced. All right, so do you want to give them our website? Because you don't want to have to go to your website, then go to our website, and then go to the program. It's too much. It's too many. The least distance between yes, I want to buy and the cart to check out is the best and gives you the highest rate of return on that time and that experience. So it starts at the ticket click. Ooh, let me see how much it costs. Let me do this. What time am I available? And then on the exit, the parking, the travel, all of that stuff is you want to also be able to provide that as well. Let's continue on to the next slide. We'll keep it moving. Now, this is the 7-day sprint. So what you want to, we'll start with Sunday. And it's important for us to all understand, and that's my mom with her head down. She's actually looking at her phone. She's not sleeping. I wanted to use a different picture, but it was too late to replace it. Anyway, sitting next to the legendary Tarian Black, by the way. May he rest in peace. He was my cousin. But anyway, you want to start on Sunday, and every single day has a different mood, okay? This is going to be the difference between 10 seats sold and a full house, okay? Sunday is when you speak to people's mood, okay? Meaning, you tell your story. And these are different high converting actions that you can take in order to convey what your message is, okay? You're not selling anything. This is going through that 4-step phase, okay? So on Sunday, you want to give them something, may post a 45 second playwright video that says something about why this story matters to me now. Talking heads are the highest converting right now on Facebook and social and Instagram. Just look at all the influencers that have lots of views. Trust and believe. I've been experimenting with this. I actually took a course so that I could be better at this. And I've been experimenting with, for those who follow me on Facebook or Instagram, personally, my personal account. And I've increased my view rate by almost 30,000 views in the last 30 days. 30,000 views in the last 30 days. And I don't even have like 5,000 folks following me. So I've been testing this so that when it's time right now, so I could use these same principles and apply them to the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. So these are tested and based on a course that I just recently took. So you might want to send a warm email out to your personal list. And these are some things that you can do every Sunday, but only on Sunday. Or ask 10 faith-based community leaders to share a personal invite, not a flyer dump. You might want to do just do 10, to set a goal to invite 10 leaders. And you want to create you could create, these are 5 suggestions, or you could create a who needs this post and ask followers to tag people. Or you can have a short testimony or cultural relevance to your ticket caption, okay? So this is one of the prompts that you can use. This is more than a show. It is a story our community deserves to witness together. So that's a high converting prompt. And you can use it. Everybody can use it. It's okay. Because if they see it, they don't see it. They have to see it. What do the statistics say? They have to see it 10 times before they actually see it. All right. So it's important to have the mindset that you sell the meaning first, then make the ticket link unavoidable. In other words, I have to be in the house, okay? All right, so we're going to move to the second day of the week, and we'll call it Must See Monday. Must See Monday is how you turn a show into an event, into an obvious choice for the week. So you might have a hook that says, come for the blank or leave for the blank. So you're not promoting everything at once. You're just giving them a little bit of sample. Like, come for the shopping, leave with a different point of view. Whatever is compelling about your particular show. Or you could record a 20-second why this is a must-see video with an emotional scene, theme, or question. Or you can have your cast do something like this. So again, these are 5 suggestions. Or you can ask your cast or crew to repost the same message within 24 hours for concentrated reach. And here's a prompt that you can use at the bottom in the square here. If you choose one ABTF event this year, here's why this one belongs on your calendar. Very simple prompt. What it does is goes through that 4th thing. It arouses desire. Remember, we talked about arousing desire, promising an experience, messaging experience. So it says, make it easy, one clear link. I talked about that already, so we'll keep it going. It's just one clear link. Buy, invite, make it easy. Make it easy to do business with you. All right, so make it easy to purchase that ticket. All right, so the next day is what I call Theater Truth Thursday. That's the educational day where you educate people into valuing the ticket for the festival and valuing your work. What audiences don't realize about readings. This is great for those who are doing stage readings, because you can say, okay, have you ever been to a reading before? You get to see new work. You can give me feedback on what I should do, what that character can say. I'm going to ask you, or you can engage. So you understand what I'm saying? You're creating that experience, and that can come in a form of a 30 or 45 second talking head video post. And those are very easy to do. Y'all know they're so easy. And for those of you who use ChatGPT, go ahead and just ask Chat. Talk about what your synopsis is and ask Chat to help you develop a script, okay? All right. Explain the value on Tuesdays, because people are in a mindset on Tuesdays that they're open to being educated. Now, this is a strategy. This day-by-day strategy is a strategy that has been tried, tested, and true. So what you want to do is always focus on giving value. You want to answer objections in advance. You want to do it's the time where you can get in people's heads. So here's a copy prompt. A stage reading is not less than theater. It is where the future of theater is born. So that's something that you can say and then continue on with why they should attend your stage reading. I hope that makes sense. The ticket move is to remove confusion so buyers can feel safe. That's important to say. All right, so the next day is Wednesday, and Wednesday is shaped around, why am I coming? What's the vibe? And that's how, when your messaging is around the vibe. So you want something fun. You want something that people may be more likely to share. A joke, a line from your play. You want to ask questions and engage them. Who are you going to bring? You bring your friend, your spouse, your theater crew, your book club. Is it going to be a date? Is it going to be a solo date? That's one of the things, that's the messaging, what you want to put around it. And then you want to also tag your friend or challenge people to tag their friends. You might want to share a cast or producer behind the scenes clip that makes room and make the people feel alive. Just something that a tape of your rehearsal, so people can feel like they can anticipate what's happening there. And then the last one is 10-person group sale challenge. Yeah, that's reaching out to people, sororities, fraternities, churches, and groups, and do a 10-person challenge. Try to get people to come in groups, okay? And a copy prompt that you could use on your social media platform. Are you coming for the plays, the people, the panel, or the post-show conversations? Great, just straight question. You're not saying buy anything. What you're doing is you're creating the vibe, and you're moving them along that sequence that I showed you in the first slide. All right, now Thursday is when they're in the different mindset. The week is coming to an end. They're anticipating, some people get paid on Thursday, most people get paid on Friday. They're anticipating where they're going to spend their disposable income. So this is the time when you start thinking about conversions and pointing them towards the ticket sales. And you do that by building trust. So your mindset should be around trust. We've got Spelman as a host, hosting the event. That's a brand that you can leverage. The AUC Center, Atlanta, is a brand that you can leverage. The Samuel L. Jackson, the LaTanya Jackson Richardson and Samuel L. Jackson Performing Arts Center is another brand that you can leverage. So that's where you build your trust, and you use other people's branded influence to build that trust on. That's a big deal right there, that you're going to be performing there. That means that it's going to be worth something because their brand is protected. So you can use that when you send out your invite, and so you do your news. Are you aware? When you do a press release, make sure you use all of those elements and create your credibility post without boasting. You can talk about what the ABTF does, that we've been around for 15 years. That's another thing that you can talk about. And one prompt that you can use is, for 15 years, the ABTF has made space for stories that deserve to be seen and heard, okay? So this is going to build the confidence of that buyer, okay? So now, after you've done all that stuff, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, now Friday comes. Now it's your call to action day. So you move from building awareness to direct sales. So your offer at this point is clear. Now, you only want to do this on Friday. Please do not do this every single day. If you're going to do a CTA, it's a soft call to action. Like, save this if you're looking for something to do Labor Day weekend. Save this post so you can come back to it later. If you look, or follow me if you want to hear more about what I'm doing. Those are the soft call to actions. On Friday only is when you want to do your sales. And let me tell you something. If you do 7 days of posting and every single one of it is buy this, buy this, buy that, guess what happens? Algorithms pushes you down to the bottom because they don't want people promoting. They want people to have engaging experiences. So all week long, you spent your time pushing and messaging the sizzle. Think about it. If all you did was there's a barbecue spot about 2 blocks from me. Every Friday, I smell barbecue. I think they only barbecue on Friday, but the smoker, they need to get a smoker, a filter. But every Friday, I smell the I'm like, who's grilling? Oh, it's the barbecue place about 2 blocks away. And what they're doing is they're selling the sizzle. So that's all you want to do. They're not saying, come to me, come to me. They're selling the sizzle. So focus on that. So, that's when you want to say, buy this weekend. You want to create urgency, limited seats. There are limited seats. Trust and believe, there are limited seats. So you want to make sure that people know that to not wait and create that sense of urgency. And then you want to give them a reason to attend. And those are the types of, there's a list here of high converting actions that you can do. And then you can ask some warm contacts. Personally ask people. 20 people is a great goal to set, to commit to bringing at least one person. So personal outreach does work. Your weekend and the copy prompt, your weekend plans start here. One ticket gets you inside. Oh, your Labor Day weekend, it should say, starts here. One ticket gets you inside a full cultural experience. Boom. Great prompt. Everybody felt that. I know you felt that when you heard it, because it's one ticket, a full cultural experience. What does that mean? And it builds that curiosity. And then Saturday is your social proof day. That means that's when you show heavy on the images. People are in chill mode. They don't want to read a lot. They don't want to be educated like on Tuesday. They're really just like, what is this vibe like? What kind of graphics? And this is where you use pictures of your rehearsals, pictures of, even if it's a screenshot of you on your rehearsing on Zoom, or other pictures of a rehearsal and other casts and other theatrical experiences that you have produced or hosted. But just get them in the mood. Or who can guess what show this is if you have a picture of a show? But just kind of light that vibe, that light vibe thing. You can even get your cast members to talk about, we can't wait to come to Atlanta. Videos, 15-second, just vibe reels, just talking about theater, talking about how much important it is, just a community. And the more you do it, trust me, I'm going to tell you, my views went up close to 30,000 in the last 6 weeks because of that. All right. So, and then you want to ask any partners you might have, any friends that you might have, to share or to post on your, and say, see you at the ABTF, all roads lead to the ABTF. All of those things are things that you can do. And then you want to also, I think number 5 is great. Post a public thank you to the people who already bought tickets. Even if nobody has bought tickets, you can say, because they have bought tickets to something at the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, because tickets were started selling June 1st. So you can say, thank you for buying a ticket. What does that create? Y'all know what that creates. Put it in the chat if you know what it creates. If anybody knows, put it in the chat. I'll have a prize for the first person who puts it in the chat. And don't let me forget to do my prizes. They're important. I have a prize for the first person who puts what that means is. What that means in the chat. All right, so a copy prompt that you can use is, this is not just a theater festival, it's a reunion, a celebration, a cultural experience. You see what you're doing? You're elevating the vibe. You're letting people know with your words, just a short, quick sentence, what they can expect. You're not even asking them to buy. There's no hard sale here. It's the sizzle. Remember, it's the sizzle, not the steak. All right, so this is your action plan. Your minimum weekly, and then we're going to do Q&A after I go over this. Your minimum weekly ticket sales commitments. Make those commitments to yourself. Post 7 days using the theme rhythm, because that's our theme. And every post has one ticket action, not a sale action, but something that gets them warmed up and excited. Like share this, save this, follow me, those types of actions. Send at least 2 emails or 2 waves per text per week to warm contacts. Send them anyway. They may or may not come, but send them anyway. And then also ask them to share. Share if they're not gonna come, and you know they're not gonna come, because that's that cousin that said, I'll be there. I know, because we all got them. and then they don't come. Say, can you do me a favor? Just forward this to 5 people in your contact list and let them know that your cousin is going to be in the A. Because everybody knows somebody in Atlanta. I tell you that right now. And they don't have to be in Atlanta, because people are looking for things to do. That's another reason why we picked Atlanta Labor Day weekend, because 1.8 million people come to Atlanta Labor Day weekend every year. That's a lot of people. That's a lot, and they come for different reasons. If they just want to hang out, the Atlanta Black Theater Festival is a reason. There's the Comic-Con, there's Pride Parade. So there's a lot happening in Atlanta. So people may already be coming to Atlanta, or the summer is almost over and they haven't done anything. And they may say, hey, before the summer is out, and this is another post you can post, before the summer's out, don't let the summer go out without you having done anything. Don't let the summer end without you having done anything. Come to Atlanta, hang out with the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. It's something to do. Doesn't cost a lot of money. It's a 10-hour drive from several major cities. So, and it's a cheap flight from almost everywhere in the country. So, cheap meaning relative to going overseas. You never, ever know. And then what you want to do is secure, these are goals, secure 5 partner shares from groups with audiences already gathered. You want to track what moves tickets, post a topic, look at the CTA, look at the link clicks, look at, well, you can't look at discount codes, but look at where the buyer is coming from or the engagement is coming from. And then never post only a flyer, add a story, add proof of the experience, a testimony. Even if you never produced anything before, your cast can say, this is the reason why I decided I wanted to play this character, or this is the reason why I wanted to be a part of this experience. I love working with these people. Anything fun, again, create the vibe. Let them have fun together. Get it on tape. Those candid moments. It doesn't have to be more. It's not like you're videotaping the entire rehearsal. Just maybe 10 to 15 seconds will make a big difference, because people are not going to look at it anyway. 3 seconds, they're gone. They're on to the next. They're scrolling. So, and also create urgency. However you want to do that. Create urgency. And there's several ways to do that. And again, you can use any of these suggestions, throw them in after you put your synopsis. And I had everybody who played, I said, give me a full synopsis, beginning, middle, and end. And you all put that in. Put that in Chat GPT and ask Chat or Claude, whoever you use. I use Chat, I use Claude, I use Gemini, Perplexity. I use them all. And put them on whatever ones you have. Chat is free, Gemini is free. And what you do is you go through all of the, you put your synopsis in there and say, listen, I need some hooks. I need some messaging based on these 7 days. I need something for Sunday, spirit-filled. I need something for Monday. And they will give you generate some phenomenal, fantastic ideas that are specific to your story. Trust and believe that it really does work. All right. So it is time for Q&A. So go ahead and put your questions in the chat. All right, let's look and see what questions we have. What are some existing social media groups based in Atlanta that are already into festivals, theater arts, and are ripe for soliciting? How do we go about finding this list of potential groups? I'm assuming they're groups. There are several. Actually, I'm going to send you an email because there are several. That's a great question. I just can't give them all to you here. But there is one, theater, television, and film events in Atlanta. That is an Atlanta Black Theater Festival page. So you can, it's called Theater, TV, and Film Events. I'm putting it in the chat, in Atlanta. And that's got almost 5,000, it's got over 4,000, I know for sure. But that is one that's really popular. And again, that's ours. That's the ABTF group. But there are some more groups that I'm going to create a list and I'll email them to you. All right. These great questions. That's a great question. Okay. Who said FOMO? FOMO. Ding, 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 ding. You are the winner. Email me, because I don't know who the color beautiful 44 is, but email me that you are the winner. Are you based? Let me see what we can give away. We can give away. I give away 2 tickets. I'll give away 2 tickets to an event. All right. So ding, ding, ding. You're the winner of 2 tickets. Oh, you know what? Yep. 2 tickets. I'm going to have 2 tickets to an event, and then I'm going to give you 1-hour consult free with me. So book a call with me. Just check the bottom of my email. Book a call with me, and I'll give you specifically directed for your show. And that's what I'll do. I'll give that 2 tickets plus 1 hour. Okay. All right. And let me see. Creates buzz in the beehive. Yes, I love that. You're absolutely right. Is that Byron? Yes, that's Byron. All right. It means I need to hurry before they get sold out. Right. It's a FOMO effect. But the FOMO is fear of missing out. So you were almost, you were there, but I was looking for FOMO, and she said it first anyway, or that person said it first. I'm not sure if it's he or she. So nice. 1 ticket, a cultural full experience. I'm going to use this. Wonderful. Yes. And let me tell you something. If you're not familiar with chat or any of the AI is brilliant. All right. Let me see. Here's another question. How long? Hey, William, how long are the stage readings? Is there a ticket to bundle all the reading? There are passes. If you go to the website, you'll see 1 tab that says tickets and 1 tab that says passes. And you can pick it's a little different this year. So you can pick whatever 4 you want or whatever. There are 3 tiers, 1 6-ticket tier, which includes the premium events. And premium events means the closing gala and also the closing show. So those are the higher price tickets. And then there's the other 2 tiers for main stage shows, and then some for just the readings and the films and some of the HBCU showcases this year. Did you guys get a chance to look at the lineup? I'm like, God is good every single year. Somebody says, what does FOMO stand for? It stands for fear of missing out. All right. Oh, Karen. Thank you, Karen. All right. All right. So let's keep, let's going. Oh, I don't have any questions. More questions. How long are the stage readings? I didn't answer that. The stage readings are 90 minutes. That's in and out in 90 minutes. So you really, really, really have to make sure you're timed, because you always have to leave time for talk back. And even if it's only like 5 minutes or 10-minute talk back, you've got to leave time for talk back, because that's why our audience is used to giving their feedback. That's the most important thing. They're used to giving their feedback. And another trick of the trade too, if you have somebody write down a question, because sometimes you want to get the mood going, and people are shy, and you may be running out of time. Write down a question on a card and give it to a friend or a colleague, somebody that you know, or somebody that looks friendly, or maybe one of the board members or staff members, and ask them to ask that question for you. Be the first to ask the question, and just plant that person in the audience, because a lot of times people don't want to be first to ask the question. And that's a really good trick to get the conversation going. Yes, the lineup is absolutely, you know what, every year, my mother and we got a t-shirt. We're going to get a t-shirt because my mother says every year, this is the best year yet. And then the next year, it's the best year. She's been saying that for 15 years. So, all right. The film screenings are their talkbacks. The film screenings we're doing a little bit different this year, Karen. What we're going to do is, after each block of films, everybody's going to sit down, and it's going to be a moderated panel. So yes, there is a talkback, but it will be in the form of a moderated panel. So for the film screenings, if you are part of those, make sure you're in that screening so you can get on the panel and people can exchange. And those that's being run by our Winston Wilson, our he's a podcast host, and he's also co-host for the podcast for me, but he's doing the moderation of the panels. We're assigning the moderators. So you'll be asked to come to the front, and then you'll be in the Mary Campbell Schmidt, the brand new Mary Campbell Schmidt. I don't know why Spelman has all these long names, but anyway, Mary Campbell Schmidt Center for Creative and Innovative Arts. It's a beautiful name. Don't get me wrong, but it's a long name. All right. QR code that will go directly on the website instead of a link. I can do that. I'll put a QR code on the website. Thanks for that. Okay. I'm not a QR code person, so I forget about QR codes. I think it's just easier to click a button and go to the link, but I can do that. All right, so here's another question. Are there moderators for the stage reading talkback? No, those are self-moderated. There will be somebody in the room, or you can ask one of our board members if they'll moderate it for you. If you're shy and you just you're not a talker, you just want to sit in the back, and you can always request that somebody moderate. There's no shortage of folks that will moderate on your behalf and get the juices going, for sure. If this is your first time coming, trust and believe you'll get in it. You'll get it. It's just such a family. You'll feel so comfortable. You'll just immerse yourself in the love. Can we use the ABTF logo? Absolutely. Of course you can. If you need me to email it to you, I will. If you just want to steal it off the internet, you can do that as well. But yes, just send me a request and I'll send it to you. Okay. Any other questions? These were good questions. Thank you. I appreciate you coming. We are 7 minutes. I said I was going to do an hour. You know, I do an hour. That's it. After that, it's like you lose people's attention. But I really want you to feel comfortable. That's really what it's about. You feeling comfortable coming to the festival. And if you do this every day, and it's a commitment. It's a daily commitment. Just get everything lined up and the more you do, the quicker it is to do it. The more you do, the faster you can do it. Don't overthink it. Please do not overthink it. That's the one thing I started doing. It took me like 3 hours to start doing posts. No, posts should take you no more than an hour to develop. And if you can do them all on a Saturday and just send them out every day, even if it's just an image and a caption, just do something. And to warm up the audience and kickstart the algorithms as early as possible. And again, only ask for a call to action, a sale on Fridays. That is so key. Only ask on Friday. If you miss Friday, go through the cycle. Do what you need to do on the day you need to do it, because the psychology of people is what this whole plan is based on. And another thing I want to say, that this will be available on a replay if you're not like a stenographer, a fast note taker. So it will be, use the same link and it'll be available on the replay. So if you could do me all a favor in exchange for my time, can you please subscribe to our YouTube channel, blacktheater.tv? Please subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000, and we're trying to build this channel as an additional source of, I'm be honest, transparent, as additional source of revenue to offset our costs, because grants, as you all know, are drying out. So if you could add as a subscriber, that would help us get to 1,000 as soon as possible so we can start monetizing. All right, so let me tell you this. Let me see. I know the live chat will be dead after this meeting. However, will the comments, etc., be monitored by someone with ABTF? We have additional questions later. Yes, and you can always reply or email me if you have a question. My email address is Tonish, I'm going to put it in the chat, atlantabtf.org. And then the website also has a contact form that comes into my inbox. So if you forget that, and then I have another email, Ask Tony, but I'm not going to give you all of that. Just get Tony, like Tony Simmons Henson, Tony SH at atlantabtf.org. Okay. All right. You all have been absolutely phenomenal. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. And again, you can watch this on a replay. As soon as the stream ends, it will be available on replay. So have a fantastic evening. And if you have any questions, you can always book a call or just shoot me an email, and I'll be more than happy to assist you. Have a blessed night.
Out of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, it is phenomenal. It is exciting and it's exhilarating, and I am so glad I came. The singing, the dancing, the cultural. Every family should come. Yes, and remember, it's for us and